Yeah, so when you guys do high-speed stuff, you really need to have this ductwork on. Even if you have a non-Z51, it's obviously you're not supposed to take that on the track, but I could have done this on my non-Z51, get this ductwork kit. But it comes with your Z51. As we told you before, Chuck put the top piece on so it's easy just to do the bottom piece, as Michael and I are doing right now. And with the wheel off, it is a heck of a lot easier getting in there, isn't it?
Sure is, yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Dude, it's not just turn the camera on and go. Sometimes it's just, this is not going. I mean, that's on, we're sitting here, you guys are sitting there, but this is still not clicked on. It's weird.
The mouse fell out of the wheel.
Being off for 1 week, man. Yeah, the mouse fell off the wheel. You're so funny. I was recently at the Connecticut show out there, New London, Connecticut, and there was a big concern because I was at that show. It's funny, a lot of people said, hey, Rick, we appreciate you being at the show, but I know you're going to be tired when you get back. Will this affect the ability to post for Tech Tuesday? And I'm sorry, in fact, it did affect the ability to do Tech Tuesday last week.
Yes.
We were wiped out. Yes, and the guys got Chuck a shirt.
Speaking of Connecticut, yeah.
Look at that. Yeah. Nice.
Just wanted to thank everybody, yes.
Yeah, they were thinking about you a lot. In fact, to the degree I had this asked probably 50 times. I forget the guy that gave me this. I go, man, you gotta let me take that back. That is pretty funny, dude. Thank you for that.
It's like, where's Waldo? Or?
Yeah, exactly. Where's Chuck? I said, hey, he didn't come to the Coughlin show. He's certainly not gonna go 10, 11 hours out to Connecticut. So sorry about that. Welcome to Tech Tuesday. We got some beautiful rides coming up for you guys real quick, very quickly, but more conversations to be had about business and the market situation with the strike and is it affecting Bowling Green right now? It is not, but some of the parts situations are starting to affect Bowling Green. There's cars that are built right now that haven't been shipped for quite some time, and it's because of some parts is all we're being told. That's all we're going to say, and I know a little bit more than that. Let me just say, and I appreciate the intel that I got, but if I told you guys that, guess what? It doesn't make the car come any quicker. So no. I'm not gonna ruin that relationship for little details that really at the end of the day doesn't matter, you know. So we got a delay, we're going to wait it out. In fact, I just found out from one of my customers supposed to do museum delivery on one of the last built Z06s for us, and probably one of the last built for 2023 non-anniversary car. It was VIN 5058, so Jeff and Wendy are a little bummed. They're not getting the car this week, and they're having a nice little event. We'll probably share that on the channel once they actually get their car. So that's already officially delayed. Yes, Bowling Green is still building 2024s, and Jack Cooper is shipping Corvettes as they have cars that are completed that they can ship. Now, if Bowling Green goes down because of the strike, Jack Cooper will reciprocate and they will not ship any cars. So right now, with really hardly anything leaving, that's kind of how it feels right now, and I think things are going to get a little tight. But I think it's going to be over sooner than you think. But we are going through a little bit of a hiccup in the marketplace. And I look back at Z06 going forward, and again, more conversations. Tonight's not the night to do that. But talking about the availability issue of Corvette, people are asking about Z06 and the lists and stuff like that, and the Stingray and the E-Ray. We've not committed an E-Ray order yet. E-Rays have not been ordered yet. They're supposed to be delayed in October. We're hoping in the October marketing update we find a little bit more what's going on with the availability. But I think that somewhere, we've talked about this briefly, that there's going to be a push somewhere, Chuck, as far as what car is suffered because of E-Ray. You know, you've got Z06, you've got E-Ray, you've got Stingray, which is the focus and really appeals to the masses. But last year, GM said we can build up to I don't know how they said that. We can build up to 30% Z06s. Okay, so in round numbers, I just told you Jeff's car was 5,058, and I think there's about, we haven't gotten the final numbers yet, there's about 1,000 anniversary cars, so just over 6,000, maybe 6,100 cars in the slew of 53,000 cars, which is about 11% availability. And yes, it was a slow start, but they made up for it by kicking out all Stingray allocations in April and June last year. So 11% is a far cry from the 30%, and that was because of the huge focus. So I don't think they're able to do that because of E-Ray. So where is it going to all shift? We'll keep you up to date in the ongoing saga and desire for a brand new C8 Corvette. If you're interested in being on these lists, hey, I want to do business with you guys, and I'm going to help any way I can. Email address is up on the screen. I'm gonna have a little bit of time to get back to some of these emails. So seriously, I'm looking forward to working with you guys. Thank you so much for that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to have you sit there and look pretty again, but I mean, it's just like, what the heck am I sitting here for?
Yeah.
That's important stuff that when we do Tech Tuesday, I figure that's a good platform to at least throw that out there. I haven't done a full marketing update on orders yet because it has been difficult. Last week was a huge order cycle for us, and it took everything I had. That was the other reason I couldn't do a Tech Tuesday. Besides, I was tired. I mean, I was camped out on speakerphone, talking to people, sending pictures, and I really appreciate the flexibility of so many people that actually allowed us to order the car, even though you couldn't get this option, or you couldn't get this wheel, you couldn't get this color. It's because of you guys that the market continues to move forward. All right, so now I'm done for just a second. Now let's start Tech Tuesday.
All right, this one comes from Irving. Says, I have a buzzing noise in the passenger door of my 22 C8. Yeah, haven't heard anything about it. Nancy and Bob have a question regarding the new SDM card on my 2023. Haven't heard anything about that
Wait
either.
a minute, you're starting to sound like Father Chuck. Are you actually going to read the emails? What's with the attitude? He's off for a week. Look at this. Although that gets, let me just segue into that real quick. We've had a lot of questions on Tech Tuesday and otherwise. When are you going to bring back Father Chuck? If you guys have a question that you want Father Chuck to answer, but it's not the answer that you're expecting, if you're tough enough to handle the answers that... Here's a clip from last time. Candy writes in, Father Chuck, can Corvette owners who do not wave at other passing by Corvettes be saved?
Well, Candy, no they cannot, but I can save them from you. Stop acting like a lunatic, waving at everyone, put your hands down, drive your car, and yeah, stay off your phone too.
So Father Chuck with an attitude, if you got a question you want him to attempt to answer, if you're brave enough, send those questions in. Okay, let's...
Yeah, enter at your own risk.
What is wrong with you? All right, let's start Tech Tuesday.
Back to Irving. It says, first of all, I want to say thanks to you for all the content, video experiences, and advice you share with us. It's really appreciated. You guys don't know how much it means to us. Thank you.
Seriously.
There is a buzzing noise coming from the passenger door of my 22 C8 convertible. It's a LT2 with a Z51. When I accelerate and the exhaust is fully open in sport, track, or Z mode, a high-pitched buzzing noise happens. It's produced when the exhaust produces a loud rumble note when accelerating. It doesn't happen at an idle or cruising or in V mode. At first I thought the radio system or a blown speaker, but it also happens the radio's off and muted. I've sent the video via text demonstrating the noise. Appreciate all the thoughts on this. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, I want to jump in there real quick. Let me play the video for you guys. And unfortunately, I had the video right up to his ear. He's starting to show your age, brother.
Oh, yeah.
He goes, Rick, I'm sorry, I can't hear a darn thing anymore.
No.
I'm blind as a bat, but I've got freaking sonar. And I heard it, Irving, but the conclusion is...
Well, and we had a C8 in here the same way, that it was in the driver's door. This gentleman actually had a Corsa exhaust on it, and we narrowed it down to that it was just a vibration concern with the exhaust note, causing something to vibrate inside the door. Same thing, it didn't, and when you was just cruising or just idling, it never did it, but as you accelerated the car and it hit certain notes or vibrations in the exhaust, it would produce a vibration.
Interesting.
Or a buzzing.
But there's no bulletin on that either.
No bulletin,
You did
no.
look for that, okay.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for watching the channel. Not resolution to your problem, but keep on that.
I have experienced it.
Yeah, we
once.
have seen it, just the one time.
Yeah.
All right. Just a quick comment here on Tech Tuesday from Peter. He says, hey, hello, Rick and Chuck. Hope all is well. Love the show and all the great information you guys provide. We had a couple of hardtop convertibles on display at the Sandown 500 endurance race in Australia. I thought you'd like to take a look at our pit crew. Brother, if I'm racing and there's a pit crew like that, I'm never going back on track. Peter, thanks for watching the channel. Appreciate that. Actually, we'll show the ladies again in the ride segment coming up on tonight's upload. Wow.
All right, this one comes from Nancy and Bob. Says, hi guys, I have a question regarding the new system SDM card error on my 2023. Every time I bring up the nav, I get no SD card inserted error. This is starting to occur when I took out a winter storage in April. And yes, I did check to make sure the card was inserted in the reader for console about 100 times so far. I've also checked to make sure the lock on the card is in the right position. I've asked my dealer to look at it while going to my oil change. They told me they would need it for 3 days to diagnose. Seems this would be a minimal reset, but all the blogs suggest reinserting the card and every time it works again. Not my experience.
3 days?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
We've seen it, and usually it requires a new SDM card.
Yeah, we've had it right with the 2020s, and it pops up right away. It's in your armrest of your C8, and it goes against the back wall, so it's nicely tucked away.
Sure.
But yeah, if you've got a bad card, and they take the old card, they send it back to GM, they send you a new card, is there any programming you have to do when you get a new card?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, because I think they pull it right off the VIN and all that, and it's ready to go. For those of you, sorry, bug flying around. For those of you using the GM nav system, I guess a lot of us are now inclined to use Android Auto and Apple CarPlay and things like that. But if you're using the Chevy nav, you need that SD card, so they should have just ordered you a new card and called it a day, in my opinion.
I would think so, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Any more on that, or am I
Nope, that's it.
Okay, here's one from Kim. Thank you for watching. Thanks for the question. She bought a 2020 used a couple of months ago with 4,300 miles on it. Enjoying the car this summer. I've noticed on the bolster of the driver's side seat beginning to wear from getting in and out of the car. Is there something I can do to prevent further wear? Can it be repaired? Love all the videos, and I like this. I enjoy going to the Chevy dealership and being knowledgeable talking about this car. So she's one up on the, way to go, Kim, way to go.
Yeah.
She goes, kudos to you and Chuck. Thanks for the great videos. Keep them coming. Kim in Alexandria, Indiana. Yeah, the seat wear, you just don't know who had it before you, if it was a larger client and how they got in, and even smaller clients have a tendency to hit on that seat and then use it as a slide down into the seat. I always like to take my foot, it's hard to show you here, we're sitting on these stools, but I always put my foot in first, lean forward, duck my head, put my butt down on the seat, and it cuts down some of the way. I even rub the side of my seat a little bit too, so you can get some leather conditioner to help bring that back a little bit, and if it gets really severe, the picture that you showed us, show it here real quick. There are some interior companies out there that work with dealerships. It's like a side business, and they can repair that stuff with a leather repair, and you'd be shocked once they're done with it. You know, the people that are really good at what they do, they put some kind of a filler in there, and it looks like it was never worn down. So maybe look, talk to your local dealership. Do they have some interior people that can fix, leather pieces and holes and things like that? They focus on just that stuff. So that might help you if you want to bring that back a little bit. But I try some really good leather conditioner. Not that they're sponsored. I've tried several. I like Adams leather conditioner the best so far, because when you're done, it's not greasy, it's not slimy, and it really does condition and it brings back the natural color. It's really vibrant when you're done. Even with my tension blue interior, Ryan said to me one time, says, Dad, you need to condition this interior. I said, I don't know, it's brand new. I put it on there, it's like, oh, wait a minute. It's like, bing, just kind of glistening again. It's like, okay, yeah. So that's the other thing we forget sometimes to take care of our car is the inside as well as the outside. Thanks again for watching, appreciate that. Thanks for joining us tonight, guys. We appreciate that. We've got, we didn't have it last week. We got some great looking cars coming up in the beautiful ride segment. Feels kind of weird. I mean, we're in the shop right now, but off in the distance, we have one of our customers that's actually watching us film Tech Tuesday. It's so different when you see me walking around with a camera or you stand there. It's like, oh, so that's how they do it. Yeah. We put a camera on a tripod and we sit and talk to you guys.
Exactly.
And we really appreciate you guys. We have so much fun. We really do. All right, buddy, what you got?
All right, this one comes from Leo. Says, I talked to a lot of people in Michigan having issues getting good service. Does your dealership do work on out-of-state Corvettes? If so, is there a special process to schedule service? Yes, there is here, because we only have one service advisor that handles the Corvettes. His name's Scott Edgel, and his direct line is 1-614-989-2276. This will go right to his desk phone. You probably will have to leave him a message, and he'll try to get back to you within a day or so, but yeah. We work on out-of-state cars all the time.
Oh my gosh, we've had people here from Alaska, we've had people here from Canada,
Everywhere. Florida, Indiana.
Yeah, Vermont. Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes people are traveling and they're like, hey, they're searching, oh, hey, there's a Chevy dealership. They do a lot of Corvettes. They just come in as they're coming across the country either way. So that's really, really nice. And sometimes when you call the number off the website, it actually goes to a call center. That's why I say, and I put my cell number up when you guys want to talk to me about buying a car or whatever the case may be. Going to the call center, sometimes all they want to do is divert the call. It may not go to the right person. It's off their desk. It's off their plate. Okay, we just threw it out to somebody. It's like, that's not the way to do it. But unfortunately, that weren't. So what he gave you, and we put it on the screen, is the direct number, the desk number, right?
Yep, to Scott's desk.
I got worried there for a second. You can give a cell number. I was going to duck there for a second. It's like, okay, what else you got, partner?
All right, this one comes from Williams. Says, hi, Chuck, and your eminence father, or hi, Rick, and your eminence father, Chuck.
See, Father Chuck. There we go. Father Chuck again, yeah.
I've enjoyed the webcast since 2020. Here's my question. If I change my oil and filter with my DCT filter, will this void my warranty? Just FYI, I have contacted several Chevy dealerships with certified Corvette technicians and received quotes ranging from $350 to $1,000. Yeah.
To do a DCT, yeah, it's because you got to take those panels off. And actually, coming up this Sunday, not to interrupt you there, but there's a guy that I talked to, and now's not the time to have a conversation, but I'm just going to throw it out there. He's trying to do stuff on his own too, and because on the panel there's not a way to get to the DCT canister. But what he did is he machined out a hole.
Okay.
So he got, look at his eyes are rolling already to do that. So it's like, I don't know if that's designed, if they don't want any debris or anything getting up in there, but that's what he did. But while you're seeing that, I don't even know off the top of my head what ours is. What is it, $700-800? It's expensive. Sure. It's more labor intensive, and it doesn't really matter, I think, because as you do this more, to your credit, you do it faster than what GM has written in the book. But when you do a job, GM says, here's how many labor hours we're going to pay to do that job. Regardless of how many hours it actually takes you to do it, if it takes you more, they don't pay you more. It still pays this, okay?
Exactly.
So that's why you're seeing that range. I actually talked to this gentleman, our past customer, Bill, who's got another car ordered. Thank you, sir. He said one dealer was charging $1,500. Now, that's just arrogant and stupid, okay? So that's wrong. But back to your question.
I will tell you, FYI caution, if you're going to do this on your own, make sure you're putting the right transmission fluid back in this car.
Yes.
They have a very explicit transmission fluid that goes in this car. Nothing else.
Right.
Other than what it calls for.
Big time. And you, like you said before, keep your receipts in the event that you had any issues. But really, unless something you did caused an issue, it shouldn't be a warranty implication. Now, like you said, we were talking before we went on tonight, I said, well, if the guy does his DCT and comes in and says, Rick, well, I got a leak here, the DCT filter was like, well, you're the last one to just put it on. The flag has been thrown. Right. So you just got to be wary of that. So, I mean, and not everybody, we're talking to just probably 1%ers out there right now. Not everybody has the ability to do that, to get underneath that car and do it properly. And my gosh, if you have some kind of a scissor jack, make sure you're racking it properly too. So the darn thing, just last week, another freaking Z06 fell off the rack.
Yeah,
man. But I'm going to get in a tangent there, and I don't want to start that right now.
The other thing I will add, as long as your car still is under powertrain warranty, I strongly suggest you're using an AC Delco oil filter and an AC GM approved transmission filter kit. Don't go buy the cheap stuff.
Yeah, well, I had a buddy of mine called me, says, hey, so-and-so's going to do his own DCT. They're pretty expensive to do. He's just going to do it. And he got one off the internet. And I said, well, did he get the new O-ring? Well, no, he got a filter in a box. Did he get the new bolts? They're one time. He goes, no. And he's like, oh, okay, so already you've already caused a compromise in what you're about to do. Yeah. So it's important to
I know that kit's pretty expensive. It's almost $300 just for the filter kit, but it's what GM's designed to service your vehicle with properly. So.
All right, here's one from J.R. Griffith. Rick and Chuck, love the Tech Tuesdays. Thanks. He goes, you guys are hilarious as well. Thank you. We're just real people just like you, and sometimes a little bit of a smart ass. Yeah. Just like you. That's fine. Watch all the other videos about your own car, and I love what you're doing to it. I have a question. Is Chevrolet accepting 2024 orders at the moment? They are. We've talked about that. They really had 3 order cycles. The first one kind of, to me, it was like a couple cars, didn't count just to get them going. They've had 2 full order cycles in August and September. That's been it. So cars are accepted. But he goes on to say that he's not gotten anything. Well, he talked to Chevrolet rather at the concierge, and they say his order's not been accepted. So you're still at 1100 status. So getting that order number not to be mean, really means absolutely nothing until it is placed and it is accepted. So orders being accepted, even with the possibility of a strike, they've got to keep stuff in the pipeline to get ready to build. So just keep, I mean, they're, like I said earlier tonight, they are building right now. So I'm anticipating we are going to have another good market update and a positive update for October when it comes to allocation. So for you right now, you got to hang tight in there. Oh, there's my email address again, just in case you need some help getting an allocation. That's right. Everybody forgets that I actually do this for a living. Thanks for watching.
All right, this one comes from Steve in Wisconsin. Says, I've ordered a 2024 Corvette 3LT convertible towards the end of July. I'm very excited to finally get a Corvette. My older brother jokes that I can get a Corvette without an old school members only jacket.
Come on, man. Give the guy a break. What the hell?
Yeah, right? Right now, the only constraint I have on my order is the rear high wing. Any updates in that? I'm hoping Chevy gets that sorted out. Yeah, well, yeah. Me too, but...
There's been constraints on the carbon flash. It's weird. They won't paint it in carbon flash, but yet I was able to order in the last cycle red and white high wings.
I imagine that.
Yeah, go figure. It changes every month. We'll let you know.
All right. He says, I have a question for Chuck and yourself for Tech Tuesday. Is it okay to run the Corvette in any mode during the break-in process for the first 1,500 miles? I know you're not supposed to go crazy with revving it, but is it okay to run in track mode during the break-in? Sure. As long as you're not being crazy with it, it really don't matter what mode you're in. Just, let it come through the break-in period, and you can run it in any mode you want.
Yeah, I tell people to delivery and even on the phone when we ship cars, the biggest things you got to be concerned with in your break-in is stay out of the red line. It's temporary to 500 miles, whether it's a Z06 or a Stingray. Stay out of that red line and don't drive at constant speeds. Don't use the cruise control. Other than that, drive it normal. The best advice is don't beat it, but don't baby it.
Right.
Drive it normal. He talks about how the computer recognizes the characteristics in which that transmission is being driven by you. So don't baby it, don't beat it.
Right. And also he says, thanks for your videos. I've learned so much for your YouTube channels. Please let me know if you have any merch available for purchase. My son and I love watching your videos.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's another entity that I need to take care of. As much as I love doing this, I really need to take, and I've talked about it before, you guys need to hear that. Need to take this more as a business. I've got a lot of things going on, talking to a couple of key potential sponsors that are great people, great products for you guys. I want to be very selective on that for the right reasons going forward in my representation of this car. Last one I got, Chucky, is from our customer, Earl. Wonderful guy. Says, Rick, I absolutely love the 2021 hardtop convertible I got from you. He goes, you are the best. Thank you, Earl. You're very kind, sir. Wonderful dealing with you. Rick, I understand that the 2024s are going to have a soft close front trunk. Will this hinder, this is a good question, will this hinder the use of the battery tender? No, it won't. And I actually will do a demonstration, waiting to do a demo on that once we get a 2024 so I can show you what I mean. And it also will remind me to show you how we used it in 2019 as well. So no, it won't at all. Good question. Thanks for watching. Always look forward to hearing from you guys.
Well, hold on. Back to Steve here. I forgot his PS.
Oop, I apologize.
It says PS. I think Chuck needs to grow a beard out for Christmas and be the official Corvette Santa Claus.
I got news for you. I'm not sitting on your lap.
All right.
All right. We shook out the cobwebs. We're back, man. It's great to have you guys back on the channel. We're done talking cars. We got to show off your cars. If you want to submit a car for beautiful rides, email address is up on the screen. Just give us a first name and the state that you're from.
And here's your beautiful rides.
Yes, they are.
And I didn't understand that you are the one, and I can't wait to see you I can't wait. discover it is within each other to forgive and make amends. If I had known then, or what I know now, I wouldn't have said what I said. I took the long road, thought I'd be better on my own. Sometimes what's right is wrong instead. 'Cause I was too young, and I didn't understand that you were the one. And I can't wait to see you again. Oh, I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait. 'Cause I was too young, and I didn't understand that you were the one. And I